Hi, I'm Davy. I don't know what I am today because I'm really struggling with that.
That's a good one, actually. So, hi, I'm Maxim. I'm a hustler.
I love that. I love that. In the previous episode, I was explaining, yeah, we talk about some personal stuff, like about my dad, about like my business is not like yeah, I kind of lost everything and I'm kind of rebuilding from scratch. And yeah, kind of talking about the techniques and the things that I'm doing. The thing was mostly about our identity, if you remember that part.
I remember. I remember
Yeah.
that one.
So
Yes, I
that's
remember that
basically the identity part, which is to be honest, I was listening to it 2 days ago when Julia shared with me the first draft. I literally listened to it entirely. It's I think it doesn't matter whoever listening. Yeah, once again, we didn't invite you, but you're welcome to stay. Myself, I enjoy it. I find like it's a good conversation we're having, just like we used to have when we were a student or I mean later in our life so far. So it really doesn't matter. I really love the conversation. And then yeah, I went through the hour and 42 minutes, and then give her like hey, here the improvement could be this. Oh, I actually found the video of the a dad who saved his daughter. So
one.
it's an incredible video. You see that in the episode. At some point, there is a woman that puts two girls on the a toy car, and they're on top of a hill, and then it's kind of no risk for the girls in the car, but actually at the bottom of the hill, at how you say that, there is a young girl standing there, and like probably 2 3 years old, and you can see the toy going like fast, and then you see the dad running to quickly grab the girl. It was literally
Wow.
this to the second. So all of that is in the episode. Whoever is listening to that right now, go and watch the previous episode. It's all there. So yeah, it was a beautiful episode. So what's up?
Everything is good. Everything is good.
In which way?
Working, working, trying to push things. So,
Okay.
yeah, everything on schedule.
How about the promise you made? So about recording content, like having like one video plan a week and so on and so forth. Where are you at now? Yeah.
So, I'm on schedule actually. So, since the first episode, I've released one video a week. So, usually,
Yeah.
the video is launched on Wednesday, 6 a.m. They are
Mm.
scheduled. So the last video, today is Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So the last video actually was released yesterday. So what I did is I recorded 3 videos in a row. I edited them and I scheduled them.
Yeah.
So now I need to catch up. So I need to actually finalize the video for next week. So I recorded most of the screen parts of it. So now I need to be in front of the camera and record actually. So
How long it
today
takes you to record?
It depends again, but for like a 30-minute video, is probably going to take me an hour and a half, 2 hours,
Mm.
depending on how I feel and if I'm in the flow or not. Yesterday, the 2 days ago, I recorded for next week, and it was really
Yeah.
painful actually because I
So how
took a
do you
long.
write the script for your videos? Are you freestyling it, or you really write it down and then use how you call
A
that,
teleprompter.
a teleprompter?
All right, so I have two things that I do. So the part where I'm in front of the camera, I'm actually using a teleprompter. So I write the script word for word, and I put
Yeah.
that on the
Yeah. Yeah.
teleprompter. Actually, before that, I wasn't using any teleprompter. I would just write the script, memorize, line or a couple of
Yeah.
lines,
Yeah.
and then coming and delivering it. But it was really painful because it was taking a long time to do.
Yeah.
Like I
A
think
torture. Yeah.
Yeah, torture. So that's why I bought the teleprompter and I'm using that now. But for the screencast part, I just have bullet points and basically I just freestyle and talk about, what I'm doing because most of the
Yeah.
time it's programming and I know programming, so I can just explain the things that I go step by step. But
Mm,
before, for every video, I actually make a script.
yeah.
So with the intro and the parts where I'm on camera that are scripted word for word, and the other part that are just bullet point basically. So
Nice.
that's what I do.
Nice. Do you have like a dashboard where you track your revenue in real time,
Yes,
or
I do.
are you using something like Stripe or?
No. So I have the YouTube Analytics dashboard,
Yeah.
and so that for YouTube AdSense. And for the sale of my courses on Udemy, they basically also have a dashboard, basically.
Okay.
But what I do is every month, the money goes to different bank accounts, and I just transfer that to my business bank account straight away.
Okay. And what about, we were talking about having your own learning platform. Uh, so where is that idea? Where are we with that idea?
That's the thing that I actually wanted to talk to you about, actually. Because you remember you showed me this guy on
Yeah.
YouTube who create those apps
Yeah.
completely.
Code with Antonio. Yeah.
Yeah. So guess what? I actually watched the 11-hour video.
Oh wow.
I watched it.
Oh wow. 11 hours. Man,
Yes.
11 hours in one sitting, or you
In
were
one sitting.
obviously.
In one
Oh my
sitting.
goodness. You didn't sleep at night, or what happened? How's the?
The thing is, so I got this tip from a good friend of mine. Actually, he's a very clever guy. We tried to create a business in 2015. It didn't work out, but then he got recruited by I think Audi, and he became a team leader and so on. So the guy actually told me that everything that he's watching, whether it's like on YouTube or podcast he's listening to, he's actually doing that at twice the speed,
Yeah.
right? So you put that twice the speed, and if you are not used to that, you try to do that, you won't understand anything.
Mm,
So the way I'm like, okay, let me try. So the way I started it is like, I increased 1.25 the speed. I kind of, and then it took like a bit of time, but I got used to it. Then I
yeah.
increased 1.5, and now pretty much everything that I watch, I'm on times two.
Yeah. Okay.
And the
I like that.
information actually gets in. You actually get in, weirdly enough. And at some point, you
Yeah.
kind of get used to it. You really get used to it, actually. So that's how I watch all the tutorials. That's why I'm able to actually produce so much content because, if I need to watch a video on YouTube to get inspiration, twice the speed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even when I'm editing the video, twice the speed.
Mm.
So things go quickly, actually.
Okay. I like the productivity hack there.
Yeah. So if you
And
haven't
is there?
tried it.
Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I will try it. I'm really also into finding ways to be to better make use of my time in the most efficient way possible. Even though sometimes I end up in a clash with my wife about like, hey, optimization. You don't have to optimize everything. I'm like, yes, we wake up in the morning, I will go for my run, and I come back. I try to optimize my run so that I'm there before the kids wake up. So when the kids wake up at 7, I've probably already done like 10, 15K. And then I'm like, my brain is really focused, like really in that focus mode. So I'm like, okay, what is the most efficient way from now until 8:30 so that the kids are literally at school at 8:30 so that I can be at my office in my studio by 9. So my brain goes like, okay, if they're still sleeping, I'm gonna quickly go and make a breakfast for them. If and then like there's no ways like when they wake up, if they're there when I do the breakfast, they want to play, they want to help, which is great. I don't deny it, but sometimes it's just like that's a huge waste of time. Okay, we're gonna do that on Saturday and Sunday when it's a bit chill, but it's weekday. And then I can see my wife looking at me like, um, yeah, okay, okay. So I try to optimize everything, but it doesn't often work. And I'm at peace with it.
I agree. I get what you are saying actually.
I learned that with kids, sometime, you just have to let it go. So it seems like there is a police or an ambulance, something happening here. We don't do politics on this podcast, but today is election day in the
Oh
UK.
my goodness. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You know how
So
I
from
knew
yeah, tell me.
you know how I knew about that? Google. Because in here when you go on Google, the logo change actually with the UK flag, and I'm like, okay, what is this?
Yeah. Actually, you are also voting with the French election
French one,
happening.
yes.
Yeah. So, from a business perspective, how you think, or you probably just don't watch all of this, but how you think um, yeah, you're doing online business, so it doesn't really matter for you at the end of the day. Yeah. So I understand that. So, um, I have something. Actually, I have a lot of things that happened last week.
Yes, you
So at
need
the end
to.
of the podcast, I told you about. I was telling you the story of that the identity crisis. And by the way, hi, I'm Davy. I don't know what I am today because I'm really struggling with that.
That's a good one actually. So hi, I'm Maxime. I'm a hustler.
I love that. I love that. So here's the thing. I had this tech recruiter academy thing, and I launched that with I told you about the quiz, and then I guide people through with the quiz. I guide them toward the right course or the right training, and so on and so forth. So I got um yeah about over 200 people like that
Oh
did the
wow.
quiz and so on. So I literally pay LinkedIn. I pay LinkedIn about 200 euro, and it brought me about 200 plus people that
Okay.
actually tried the quiz.
Okay.
And out of that, only 1/3 of them put their email because they wanted to see the results. But
Right.
like, I didn't want to send all the requests in my backend because I was like, oh, if since I'm not collecting information about people
Mhm.
only until they put their email, I don't record their game. And I just
Right.
let them play, and then at the end, as I'm saving everything on local storage, on their local storage, and then once they're done, I just when they put their email, I then get the data from the local storage and then send that my
Right.
way, right?
Right.
So I don't want to do all these back and forth with the server. So it means that I have about 40 people that put their email, and then but then I was like, I actually don't know what are these other people, these other 150 people did, like where they were stuck, what happened. I,
Yes.
I can only
Yes.
see that they were there via with the analytics, but I didn't have a view of what was happening. So a designer that I work with told me, Davey, you should install Clarity, Microsoft Clarity on your app. And I was like, yeah, I'm already using another app. And then he said,
Oh yes. I was going to recommend something like that. Yep.
trust me, put
Yep.
it out there.
Yep.
Max, that
Yep.
thing is freaking nuts. It is nuts. So basically, the second I put Clarity, it just went like, it was bizarre. I felt like I was sitting next to the user
Exactly.
while they're doing the thing.
It's scary,
and
right?
and I could see the moment they bounce, or why they bounce. Like, they get to the end, they do the 10 question, they arrive at the end. I could literally see that the more commitment they do, the
Mm-hmm.
most likely they're going to put their email and go to the
Go.
next step. for example, at the beginning of the funnel, I didn't put a text that explained the quiz because I hope I my expectation was like they were coming from LinkedIn where they
Mhm.
saw the ads that explain like, hey, which kind of recruiters are you? That the
Mhm.
question you will ask them, and then when they click on it, they arrive on that quiz. And
Mhm.
then I was like, I could see that a lot of people when they arrive on that page, they just
Mhm.
bounce because they were like, oh, what is that? Right.
Yes.
So and then like literally after seeing 5 times that pattern, I just went like in 10 minutes, put a page that explain what it is, what we're doing, and then start the quiz, and then boom, it just like engagement just go went higher. Like people
Wow.
click and then do the thing. And then I could see, oh, I think 15 question is too long. Let's half it. And then I could see indeed that people completing the thing because the longer it was, the more difficult it was.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
could see how people are thinking with their mouse. You can see like, oh, is there one? Is it two? Is it three? Is it like they click, they go to the next one, they click, they go to the next one. And then when they arrive at the end and they put their email, I had a bug. It was not an obvious
No.
bug, but the bug was it was not an obvious bug, but the bug was like actually it worked. It was, but the thing was like when they select I'm a recruiter or I'm a sourcer or whatever their role they select, and then they
Mhm.
click get my results button.
Mhm.
The get my result button is actually a server side call that is happening that takes a second like or two to just back to go back and forth.
Yeah, yeah.
And the UI, I blocked the UI there. So from the
Right.
user perspective, they felt like the thing was frozen. So they
Yeah.
double click, and then at some point they get to the result. So they will still get their result, and I
Mhm.
wouldn't get a double or triple registration for that user.
Yeah, yeah.
But from a user perspective, it felt like, oh, what is happening here? And then boom, imagine what I did. I just like in literally 5 minutes, quickly put a loader that explained that, hey, we're calculating your results, and then
Yes.
transition them to the page, right? Like, because I'm like, let's just ship quickly. And then I could see that data. Man, and Clarity, I can't imagine that tool is free.
You're
It
joking.
is, it is completely free.
No
Check
way.
Microsoft Clarity. It is completely free.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah, and you can just put unlimited project there. Guess what I did? I just added a Clarity everywhere. Everywhere, every apps that I have, I just put it there. And I can just sit on the Clarity and see like, okay, I had
Wow.
this many visitor today. What did they do on the platform? And the thing is, it's still anonymous in a sense, like it doesn't record anything about the user, but the interaction, like the heat map, where they go, what did they do there, how long they spend on the page. Okay, some people will say it's still kind of like an invasion of their privacy, but no, I'm offering them a service and I would like to know how to better improve it. And guess what? They're answering me because they're doing it, they're playing with it.
This is incredible.
I improved the service, and yeah, I was able to have about 2,600 euro sales on the boot camp for September, which is good.
Wow. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, no, really the improvement, and I could see like when they arrive on the at the in the result. First, they see the result,
Hmm.
and then right below there is like an option that says based on your result you might want to go to the boot camp because you're on the red side of things here, or based on your result you probably want to go to just buy the course and this specific course, and then you be good. And if someone is really good, like 100%, they got all the question right, I just say, come on, get out of my way, okay, don't do that. But yeah, it's really powerful. These are really powerful, scary tools. And I'm like, how could we build not nice to have tools, but must-have tools, right? So I really took a step back and I like, okay, is the Tech Recruiter Academy a must-to-have or a nice-to-have? So the reality is like, I believe it's a must-have like from my perspective, but I believe it just has to be there for the next 3 5 years so that people realize that, hey, you know what, that thing is has been there. It helped like 10,000 of recruiters, and then they all can then look back and say that thing was a must in my career. Because a lot of people, like, there are, for example, websites like Mozilla where you have like the JavaScript,
Yes.
like
Yes. The
dictionary,
jargon,
like
the dictionary.
the
Yes.
jargon, right? It was a, you can think of it like the moment they were launching it is like, yeah, that's something it will be great to have on the internet. But that thing
Mhm.
has like millions of monthly visit. Take Wikipedia. When someone started Wikipedia and says like, hey, that thing at some point will be the place where you find information about whatever thing at a certain level, and then a lot of people came together to write about that. Like, I believe at the beginning they didn't really think it was a must-have tool, but
Yes.
yeah, it became one. So I believe it should be there. I'm working on it. I'm still improving it based on the feedback I see on the clarity. It's really really scary.
It is. It is. You know, the funny thing is, so when I started my business 2015, there was a tool like that I used actually on
Yeah.
my website. But by that time, you needed to pay for that. You had like, I
Yeah.
think, 10 recordings, and then afterward, you need to pay.
Yeah, that
But
the name is it's almost there. That's the one I was using. I thought I was using their script was installed on my website, but I never
mhm,
logged in on their platform, so I don't remember the name of it. But
right.
indeed, what my designer told me was like, hey, uh, replace these with clarity.
Oh, this is really a must. This is a must.
Clarity vs, yeah, or jar. Hotjar. Was it
Hotjar.
Hotjar that you were using?
Yes, yes, that was the
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
That was
yeah.
the
That
one.
was Hotjar. Indeed, it's like, why did Microsoft do that? Like that.
Yes,
That's just a move
because
to
yeah,
just kill a Hotjar in a way. But
because
I
that
believe Hotjar
one,
has more. Yeah,
the most popular is like 80 euros a month actually. Hotjar.
yeah, yeah,
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
I'll put that on my website as well.
Everywhere, literally everywhere. Every landing page, you gotta put it everywhere.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it's also GDPR compliant, so it should be fine
That's
there.
amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. That's a reason why, on my website, I didn't put any, even Google Analytics. I don't have it because I needed to actually understand what the GDPR requirement were and so on. And I just didn't have time to dig into that actually. So I
Yeah.
didn't put anything yet. But yeah, that I'm going
Okay.
to put in. I'll also try
So
to see with analytics.
yeah, so it's going to feel like this podcast is just me rambling about the things that I did, but we spoke a week ago, and as I told you, I'll be moving really really fast with my ideas. So indeed, talking about identity, I didn't spend time writing about the tech recruiter thing on my LinkedIn. As I tell you, I will be using ads as a way to like strategically target the people for this product. So, and then I was like, something happened. I went to an interview. Did I tell you about that
Oh, you
interview?
didn't tell me. You didn't tell
No.
me about that actually.
So I and a friend of mine saw a job post about a senior Angular engineer, and
Is
had
Angular still used actually nowadays?
yeah, Angular is still a pretty yeah, it's still out there, and
Why?
I'm lucky.
Why?
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
you. I don't want to get into that fight.
yeah, I think the mistake that Angular did is that they went TypeScript from the get go. So I think
Uh,
that was a mistake.
no, it
Because
was not, it was not that a mistake. No, no. I know exactly where the mistake was. And actually I told you I got the guy working on Angular on my podcast
Mhm.
uh,
Oh
2 3 weeks
yes,
ago. Yeah, we talked about it, and I told him why I kind of left Angular for a while, because I really felt like they went from Angular JS to Angular 2.
Angular. Yeah.
That transition there was brutal. That was the mistake. The TypeScript part, the community was coming together on TypeScript. Literally, even me working on Angular JS, I didn't have a client that didn't use a type version of JavaScript with their Angular project. So the movement was already there on the TypeScript part. Angular just said, oh, let's rewrite everything in TypeScript. And a lot of people bounce from
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a bad name based on it. What happened there is, yeah, I sent a resume to a guy on LinkedIn for that job. He reached out to me saying, hey, your resume looks pretty good. He set up an interview. And then during the interview, I realized that I won't be the person helping you with the problem. I told them that I won't be the person, because I feel like it's gonna be like they wanted to use a tool called D3GS,
Oh yeah,
and
D3GS. Yeah.
no, they wanted to use a plot.js, which is a wrapper on top of D3GS. And I felt like
Mhm.
after they explained me the problems that they want to solve, I felt like, yeah, it's really not an Angular problem. It's more like a data visualization problem.
Right.
And
Okay.
on data visualization part, I was like, I won't be the most efficient person for you for that job. So I suggest them to probably look into the other candidate. But then they were excited to know where I can help them. And first thing is like this, like doing the interview was not the most like fun thing for that guy to do, was one thing. And then he told me about a few other problems that they have. And then like, hey, we will still want to work with you, and whenever we have budget, so blah 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 blah. So I leave that session. And then something happened is uh, two different companies reach out to me about testing their developers, like
Okay.
testing candidate, like offering them a way for them to test their candidate.
Okay.
Actually, it's a service that I built a few years ago. I just didn't know that it was still online. But the main idea there is like, it's not on. It wasn't online. I took it down, and but obviously with organic content, it was there, and someone found it. And then the lady just booked a meeting on my calendar without never ever call me. She just booked a calendar, and I look at the meeting, and the meeting says, we're reaching out to you because we will want to know what packages can do, and to help us with our testing issues. Okay, Max,
Mhm.
imagine, that's a question for you. Imagine that you you're you're trying to make money with your business, and the company actually was a big company that reached out to me. Like what I mean by big company is like they probably have like 10 to 20 interview per week for engineers.
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay, so uh, and then imagine that you have a request like that. What would you do? I need to add one more thing. The request came at 9:30 in the morning, and the meeting is at 2 p.m. the same day,
Right.
right? So it means that you have technically 4 hours.
To show a proof of concept of some kind.
I don't know. Tell me, what would you do?
Okay. So I think the first thing that I'll do is have a look at who are the people who are contacting me, have a look at
Okay,
the company,
check.
have a look at the company, what they do and so on. Just be really familiar with that company.
Yeah,
Um, Then second thing, if I have something that I used to have that is a little bit close to what they're asking, we'll try to have it running ASAP somehow. So that when
Check.
they call, they're like, look, people are using it, okay, if they're not using it now, it's okay, but because people used to use it, right?
Yeah.
This is the stuff, this is what we can do and so on. I'll probably take an hour to actually, try to see, okay, you know what, how I'm going to present myself and so on and so on. So it's it's a very short time actually to do like all of those things at the same time, I guess.
Yeah. You're
So what
completely
did you do
right.
then?
I want you to check the link I share with you.
Okay, where did you share it? Ah, yeah, here. Yes, here.
Introducing Row.dev.
Oh, wow. There is
Landing
even a
page.
video.
Yeah.
There is
Landing.
even a video.
Yes. The video was recorded that same day before the meeting. It was edited by Julia, and the domain name that I lost that domain name. Man, that thing was 3 years ago,
Wow.
and I just went and I bought it again, put the landing page together. I use a platform called Krupp.com. They have plenty of landing pages. I just went there, click, select one landing page, change a little bit, and then there you go. I had a landing page ready, and then I surfaced the Figma design that we did uh, uh, 3 years ago for that
Mhm,
product, and I showed that to them, and during the meeting, they were like, "Oh, that looks pretty interesting." But at first, I told them the solution is it's not just a platform where you're gonna find a lot of tests and you can send that to candidates. I wanted to show them like that's not the way you should do it, because if you have tests like that, it means that you're not building custom. You're not customizing the experience for the candidate. So um, um, and I feel like that's really not what they wanted to do, because
mhm.
they were in the mind like, oh, we're just gonna send test to the candidate, and then when I explained them my approach, they were like, ooh, that looks actually pretty good. So the way I approach that is to say, listen, I'm Davy. I have like 15 plus years of experience in software engineering. I can work with this XYZ technology. I built company that had like um, uh, more than 50 people, and I interview hundred of people through my career. I know how to run this interview. I know how to
Mhm.
tell you technically that person is good or not, and I showed them the I can show you that here. So I had a simple UI where they could see the way things will look like. So you can see it here on my
Mhm.
screen.
Mhm.
So it's like, hey, if you're looking for a Vue JS developer, I can craft a test that will be really for that person. And then the person will just have like a UI like that with a list of exercise they need to do. They're just going to have to click start at some point. And then if you say, hey, they have 48 hours to do it, from the moment they click start, they're just going to have they click start here, they're gonna have the exercise and all of that, and you can do the exercise. They can do the exercise on their own or in pair programming with me, like literally with me, so I can see the way they think and so on and so forth. And then I put it out there.
Mhm.
And after the call, I created a LinkedIn post to uh, to announce that as a product, and then I got yeah. I launched that on Monday,
Hey,
literally Monday at noon after the call on Friday. The call was on Friday,
yeah.
and then over the weekend I thought about it, and then on Monday when I arrived, I was like, "Damn, I convinced them! I convinced them." They're like, "Yeah, they're interested in that, so they're gonna come back to me right there." And then I launch it on Monday.
Wow, this is what is called moving fast.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And that
yeah.
design, you had it from before.
Yeah, the design was from before. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So how was
It was really a matter of dusting off stuff and then
Mhm.
putting it out there. Uh, but the platform doesn't work. Huh? It's not
I
like
know,
I
I know,
have
I
the
know.
platform
I know.
there. Yeah, since Monday I've been writing every day on LinkedIn about it,
Nice.
and I get leads. I have some bookings on my agenda for like my target are businesses that have like small to mid-sized company
Mhm.
that are like they don't have a technical founder, or even if they have a technical people, they feel like doing uh, testing people is not something they enjoy,
They enjoy it. Yes, yes, yes.
right? And they don't have like a standardized way of doing it, right? So
Right.
basically, what I'm bringing to them is like, hey, for 3K a month, you can
Mhm.
test up to 10 people per month,
Mhm.
and I will craft a test for them. I will jump on the call with them to do one-on-one if needed. But my idea there is to just use the platform as a way to send them the link, and the platform is actually like a game. It's like the previous. It's the Gems
Exactly.
platform that I had. It's literally the Gems platform, but used for testing instead of learning.
I see. That makes
It's
sense.
literally
That
that,
makes sense. That
right?
makes sense. Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
that
Okay.
I can have in real time the feedback, like, oh, they finished branch number one. But the
Mhm.
thing is, there you just don't look at the branch only. You look at, oh, the quality of the commit, the quality of the code, how they solve the thing. And then if you're not convinced, then you invite them on the call. Is like, okay, explain me a little bit this. Let's try to solve this differently. And then hopefully I can record even these sessions so that I make that available to that company, and then I give them a report that says good, not good from my perspective. Here are the, like, put the person on the range, and then let the company decide if they hire them. But at least they have in their pipeline something that takes care of that part,
Of
that
that
testing
part.
part.
Right.
So it's like I want my idea is to have like a maximum of 10 companies as a customer for this, and hopefully in the 10 company I probably have like one or two that have the higher rate, which is 8,000 euro a month, and
Mhm.
then like the rest will be distributed in the, because you cannot scale it further than that. It's just becomes impossible to handle like 20 interview per week, because if I have like 10 companies and each of them has 10 candidates a month, that's like 100 of an interview that I have to do each month.
Yes, I see.
You
So,
see what I mean?
so what is your take on it actually? Because now you have, those ChatGPT stuff. What is the take
Yeah.
on it?
No, okay,
Can
no,
you
that
get
that
a
is
little bit of help from those? Because they're pretty
uh
good at coding as well. I mean,
yeah, they're pretty good at coding. That's why you don't that's why you want to first, yeah, give people the exercise so that they do it the way they want. If they want to use ChatGPT and so on and so forth, that is okay.
no, no, no. But I mean, I'm saying that to evaluate actually what the guy is actually, typing the way he codes.
Oh,
To just have
oh,
like a quick summary for you to say or to see, general idea. Okay, he code it, but you can
yeah,
have like, ChatGPT evaluate, is it efficient? What are
yeah,
the things that you could have done better? And then you
yeah.
have a quick summary of it, and then you can actually
What?
go over it yourself.
That's what I'm planning to do.
Ah,
Like
okay.
the feedback, generating a report and so on and so forth. I want to use something neutral like that, right?
Yes.
And then I could still add that human touch, where I'm like, oh, I have an engineer in my team that
Mhm.
took care of reading all the code and making sure that I get a report. And then based on that report, I can then say, oh, okay, here is my stamp, right? Because what is the benefit for a company is like, oh, based on my experience, will I hire that person,
Mhm.
right? If there is a bit of blurred, I will just bring the person in a call, and then add that layer of pair programming or something like that. But analyzing the code, no. I just put LLM right there to do that for me, and that's basically But it still doesn't solve the scalability issue, because my idea is like, okay, I see what you mean. Like, I could just send the test to the people, and then have the LLM make the report, and then just come behind and say, okay, good, not good, and so on and so forth.
And analyzing, instead of you having to go through everything, there are some part of the process that you can actually automate,
Yeah, yeah, I
right?
see what
Because
you mean.
Yeah, because for the scalability, the thing is, you need someone who is experienced at it, right? So
Yeah,
even if you hire people, those are going to be very, very high, what to say, experienced people, in those
yeah,
things. They
yeah.
need to know those technologies. They need to
Mm,
kind of do this. And, but using a sort of LLM, you can actually, I don't know, if you give a test, you can actually have like a quick report. It's not going to solve the entire problem. It can assess people, but
yeah,
it can actually help you save time. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
In specific aspect, because to be honest, that's one thing that I was thinking about it, and I'm actually going to make a test. So I have a friend of mine, she's looking for a job at the moment, and I asked her to send me a CV, to send me the job offer she's applying to for, and also like curriculum. So I was thinking of trying to use an LLM to actually assess candidate, giving the CV and the motivation letter and
Hmm.
the job offer. What are the parts that you think that the candidate match? What are the parts? Because at the moment, the big companies, they actually have software to actually do keyword matching.
Yeah,
So checking in the kind of job offer, if in the CV you have those keywords and stuff. So that's how they sort through the first stage of sorting,
yeah,
right? But sometimes it actually, someone may not have exactly the same keyword, but actually be a very good fit for the role.
yeah. Correct.
So the
Yeah,
idea was to actually use ChatGPT to do this first step and actually, give a report as well. And then you
yeah,
can go
yeah,
through it and then, analyze things.
yeah,
That was the idea. I don't know if it's going to work. It's something that I need to try, but those are use cases of AI. So the thing is, I think that we should see them as like very junior kind of like, I don't know, developers
yeah.
or something.
Yeah, that's exactly the way I use them. But really, that as long as the context is well constrained, they can
Mhm.
do a good job,
They can do a good job. They
right?
can do a good
Like,
job.
for example, I hope no one's gonna watch these podcasts before they see what I did with it. But I did apply to a few jobs, like freelance job, because I really want to be like having a 15K, 20K a month that comes from me doing consultancy, just to put things calm down. So that's when I go into panic mode. Like,
Mhm.
I still spend a few hours a week applying for freelance job, and and the way I do it is like, I just don't go on LinkedIn and then click apply, apply, apply. It's useless. Apply based on your LinkedIn profile. So I do work on my resume, and then I write a cover letter. And to write the cover letter, I go with the job desk, and I talk to a chat GPT on my phone, and then I'm like, hey, I just share a link with you. Let's work together on crafting a cover letter based on that thing. So context, scope, well constrained, and then I always add, we're gonna do that step by step. You ask me question, and then we build the thing together. And then it goes like, okay, I got it. Then what about this? Have you used this technology? Give me a scenario when you use that, like literally. um
Right.
and yeah, so, and then I hand up so how about this thing? Are you passionate about mobility, green energy and stuff like that? So give me an example of like when you use, like, hey, I'm driving an electric car, and I'm really passionate about that ecosystem, and understand a little bit the technology behind it. Oh, and through your company, I might have a chance to actually work on the technology side of it. So these kind of things, it's really well done. And then I upload my CV and the
Nice.
yeah. So yeah,
Okay, so it actually works for that use case, basically.
AI works really well. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think the thing is the most important thing is know how to prompt them.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
extremely important. That's extremely important because that's where you get a good result or not.
Yeah. No. So that's my week.
Okay. Pretty
That's
eventful, actually.
yeah. No. As you can see, a lot of things. There were quite a lot of amazing encounter, and yeah, I'm just living in my dashboard and looking at it like, okay, what to improve, what to do, and so on and so forth. And then I have like tomorrow, for example, I have like 3 meetings just for the testing part. Yeah,
Right.
and
So
my
who
dear,
are you
like,
having the meetings with, actually?
so 3 company that are based in the Netherlands. I have one tomorrow and then two on Monday. The one tomorrow is someone that I know who works at the company, and they are told their boss like we should go for it, and then he's gonna brief me tomorrow about the way I should approach it,
Okay.
right? So that he preps me well. He's prepping his boss so that when I meet his boss, we just go like, sign here. Which package do you take? The 3,000, the 6,000, or the 8,000 euro? Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I mean,
Nice.
to
Finger
to to
crossed
be
that,
honest,
everything goes well, basically.
yeah, yeah, really. To be honest with you, even if I only have 2 companies that take the 8,000 euro thing, it's good for me. It's good for me. That gives me plenty of time to build a platform. Because my idea with the platform is like, if I can convert just two that pay between 6 to 8,000 euro a month, that covers all my costs really well, gives me quite a buffer and a lot of time. So I can launch the podcast studio and still get also 1 or 2 customers that will pay me around the same amount. That's also not a lot of work. So like having this little thing versus freelancing, right? I hope the people that I apply for the freelance not gonna hire me. They're not gonna watch this before they hire me, but the freelancing is just like the stability over time. But
I understand.
yeah, but I really think like just having 4 customers, 2 on the testing part, 2 on the podcast part, yeah, could be already a good 30 plus k a month. And then
Yeah.
the tech jargon with the ads, the tech recruiter thing with the ads, like I throw just 3k a month on it. I think I can indeed get to the 50k challenge that we discussed. I can get there
Okay.
without burning myself.
That's a very good plan, actually. That's a good plan, and I'm impressed how fast you move on things. Basically, it's
Yeah,
just insane. I'm so amazed about that.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but when you look at Microsoft Clarity, if you have something like that, it's in the name. It's so clear.
Thank
It's
you
so
for sharing
clear
that with me because I'm gonna install that on my website. It's
everywhere.
there is a big change that I actually need to make with my website. You know React, of course, right?
Yeah,
And you know
yeah,
Next.js, I guess.
yeah. But all my landing page are built in Next.js, all of them.
So that's the thing. So a few years ago, I wanted to build my website. So at the time, Gatsby was really popular. So there was Gatsby and there were Next.js. Next.js was just the new kid on the block, with server-side rendering and all those promises. And I just looked at it. I looked at both of the options and I was like, do I go for stability or for novelty? And back then, all the time I tried to go for something new, it didn't work out the
Yeah.
way I wanted. So I actually went for stability and I built everything in Gatsby.js.
No, no. And you're the one talking about Angular here. You serious? You're serious? You're like Angular is amazing. Gatsby, I'm sorry. No, don't. I'm not gonna put a curse word on it. But sorry, stop it.
What I'll say is it's great for static content. It's great because my website is blazing fast. It's amazing. But now that
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want to
yeah,
put
yeah,
like a email collection there, thing in there, and implement everything myself, it's impossible
yeah.
unless I pay for a third-party service, integrate the
It's
JavaScript, and so on. And
it's not impossible, but it's archaic. Let's put it this way.
so, recently when you sent me that video and I watched it and I'm like, oh, you can do that with Next.js. Oh, server-style components. Oh
Yeah,
my God, this is revolutionary,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So now I'm actually doing the migration. So the funny thing is, back then when I was developing the website, I read the entire documentation of Next.js initially. First of all, I read the entire
yeah,
documentation. Then afterward, I went to read the Gatsby one. So, now I'm rereading the documentation of
yeah.
Next.js, and I'm gonna go with that actually.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah,
mean, it's good that you're doing it that way, and don't forget that you don't have to start from scratch.
I know.
You really don't have you take that template that I told you about, and you have something solid to move on. Otherwise, you're doing it for the love of the technology, and that's okay, but that's probably not the aim, right?
To be honest,
Um,
my website I actually use a template. I use a template actually that
mm,
I downloaded and I updated it,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's a website basically. But yeah, we need to actually talk afterwards, about the learning platform and those kind of things. So
yeah.
so that I actually see what you have, because I didn't agree with the way he implemented some of the things, because he used a lot of third party kind of like suppliers that are providers that are really expensive and so on.
Well, what you mean? It's only you only have okay, I see what you mean. There is for the video using Mux. Yeah,
Yes.
okay. So Mux is a must-have. In to be honest, they do video really well. They really give you a YouTube-like interface with all the analytics that you will find on YouTube. So you get it on your own platform.
So
So that is
compared to Vimeo, actually, how does it
yeah,
compare?
but no, I'm not comparing it the same way.
The reason why I'm a little bit skeptical, because I went into the description of this guy,
Yeah,
and what he has on one of the platform is an affiliate link.
that is true, but the thing is, you gotta put affiliate links everywhere on tools that you use.
You got to, but is it the fact that they have an affiliate program that guided his decision to actually
No,
use it?
no, no, no. It's not that. It could be that. It could be. But on the other hand, his platform is built with it.
Okay,
He's making more money with his platform. I'm paying $30 a month on his platform. I
it's
didn't
a
I
month.
didn't I
Okay,
yeah, 30 euro a month. I didn't click that affiliate link from him. I never clicked. If I knew, I would have clicked it, because he helped me discover a great tool. It is a
okay.
good tool. That is one
It,
thing. The second thing there is probably using something like Clerk to manage the user login and stuff like that. Man, in 2022, you don't want to re-implement that from scratch. Okay, you can go with Nextauth JS.
yeah,
Nextauth.
I
You can
think
go with that tool.
you have Superbase actually that does it
You
for you
can
as well.
you can use Superbase, but then it's also a pay tool.
Yeah, but I think it's less expensive than the.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If you use Superbase, you get all these
Yeah,
odd
you
things
get
plus a
50,000
database.
monthly active users. You get a database.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
look, if you're at 15,000 users,
yeah, you are making a lot of money. I agree.
hey, let's put it in
I agree.
perspective,
I
right?
agree. I agree.
Even 5,000 user, your business is kind of doing okay,
I
right?
totally
So
agree with you.
so
Yeah.
so these numbers are really like there's nothing. And then he has another tool which is upload things.
Yes, upload
Yeah,
things.
it's yeah. So there, it costs $10 a month. Okay, you could also just go with S3
S3.
from AWS, and that's it. You go there, but don't forget that they could also start. You could also start paying on S3 at some point. So if it's about saving cost, you can do it that way. But the fact that you implement it yourself, you're not already saving cost. You like the time you're spending on that is already the time you could have saved by. Yeah, I mean, the landing pages. I could build landing pages myself. Like, I just go on Crypt, the website I share with you, beautiful Tailwind CSS template. I know Tailwind, I know Next.js, Angular, React, and all of these tools. And then I just say, hey, that template fits what I want, download. I pay them what, $100 to have access to all the template, all of them. And
Right.
then I just download the version that I want, and then I customize it. And then you ask me, I'm moving fast. Yeah, road.dev was not there on Friday. I mean, on Friday at 11, it wasn't there. At 11:30, it was there.
So
Right.
the templates that they have, do they have like things like Stripe integrated or,
Not on Crep. I believe they do. Yes, I think some of them have, but you could go on. I share a link with you. It's called Vercel.
Oh, yes, Vercel.
There you have all the template that you can just, and then you select on the left side. There is a set of options that you have. You can just select from it, and there you go. You have a template for free, ready to be deployed. They're not
Okay. Oh.
stylish. They're not fully stylish, but
Mhm.
if it's just a Stripe integration, there is one that has only Stripe integration there. You just have to connect your Stripe account, adjust the price the way you want. It's done.
So you can actually even like combine them basically and obtain. Right. That's really good, actually. Okay. I will
Yeah,
check it out.
yeah. For the love of technology, build from scratch. For
I
for
agree.
financial.
I'm an organic guy, so I don't like to spend money to make money, which is, it's a thing because coming to the topic of marketing again, it's what I am. So I kind of like to spend time to invest in the business, knowing that on the long term, I'll be able to actually, make something consistently.
Yeah,
So that's who I am. So that's why at the moment you can actually see on my YouTube channel the last videos that I uploaded. I think the best one is the one that I uploaded last week. He had 500 views, right? Which is not a lot, but I know that in 6 months, because I can already see it in the graph actually, it start to
yeah,
get picked up by the algorithm. And I know that in 6 months it's gonna have 80,000 views,
yeah,
right? It's just a
yeah.
matter of
But
patience.
yeah, you're right. You're right. I just don't want to build things from scratch. I use the
I
best tool
know,
on the
I
market,
know, I know,
give
I
the
know,
money,
I
and
know,
move fast, and then
I know.
charge my customer a fair price, a higher price, and then everyone wins.
I know. It makes sense. It totally makes sense. And I don't build things from scratch. I
Yeah,
don't build things from scratch as well. Definitely not. But the only thing that I'm saying is this guy could have used tools that cost less money. But if you have a business that, makes money, those are expenses
yeah.
anyway.
And one last thing about that guy, I was on his community. I think he used Discord. Yeah, on his Discord community server,
Mhm.
and there was 2,900 people there.
Wow.
To be there, you had to have that €30 a month subscription. Okay,
Wow.
so don't tell me that.
Okay.
And by the way, with that number, it's probably paying €25 per month for a clerk. It's paying $10 a month for upload things. 10, because it's not the number of user that counts. It's literally just the storage that you're paying for. And then he's probably paying, I don't know, €200 per month for Mux for the video. That's it.
Yeah. I don't mind paying £1,000 even for that, actually, with
Yeah,
that many,
exactly.
many users. I don't mind.
Exactly. So
Okay, fair enough.
just say
Fair enough.
thousand user paying you €30 a month. That's 30,000 K, man.
A month, yes.
Multiply that by three. That's almost 100K a month the guy is making. Right?
Yeah, this is big. This is very big. And the crazy thing is, I was looking on his YouTube channel. It doesn't have that many views. He has like 1 million views on his entire channel. But his
Yeah.
business model is so good. I mean, it's so good because you don't see people building apps like that.
Yeah, I mean now it's become too popular. You can see it now a lot. A lot of people are
Ah,
building end to end like that. But the thing they didn't understand, or most of them don't understand, is the YouTube channel is only the marketing
it's only the
vehicle.
marketing. Only the
Because what
marketing.
it does is it show you a lot on YouTube, but then he add paid chapters on his website
I see.
that will take you on his website, and from there, yeah, it's just $30. Even if all these people pay €30 once, just once a year, that's still 100K that you make. And I think he lives in Croatia. It's not that expensive.
This is a good.
No,
This is a good deal. Yeah,
exactly. So,
yeah.
and that's not per year. That's
And this is not even
effing month
considering. This is not even considering the amount of money that he makes for affiliate
for affiliate, and from YouTube as
and
well.
from YouTube as well. Yeah. But you see, to be honest, that's the power of, that's the power of organic content. What it does is
Yeah.
amazing because
Yeah.
for me, I believe that ChatGPT I mean, Google Copilot, for example, allowed to develop things faster, right? Like way, way faster. I didn't have Copilot, I wouldn't have been able to develop the editing software that I have, But using that, I think is it kind of like speed up his workflow actually to develop this app because in the videos you can actually see that he's using it
Yeah.
because he says, oh, you know what, those suggestions they come from Google Copilot and so on. But
Yeah. Yeah.
it's incredible what you can build nowadays. It's just
Yeah.
incredible.
Okay. So in
Mhm.
closing, I wanted to also, I probably, yeah, you gonna go crazy because you thought I told you that all the things I did in 7 days, but there is something I didn't tell you that was also crazy, but I think I'm not gonna do it. There is a guy who's building a platform that allow businesses in Senegal to receive funding from the diaspora in outside of Senegal.
Yeah.
So
Does he
they
have a
want to
YouTube
build.
channel?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because I
It's
know someone like that who is really big in Africa actually is doing that
mm,
as well.
maybe
Yes.
maybe I don't. I'm not. I just don't. Yeah, I haven't looked into it. And so they reach out to me like, hey, could I help them build that tool? And then they came with a number which is like 3K a month that they're paying a developer in Dakar to help them with the tool.
3K a month in
Yeah,
Dakar.
which is good,
Wow.
right? In
Mhm.
Dakar, 3K a month,
It's
that's like two
amazing.
two millions. It's
It's
amazing,
amazing.
but that doesn't translate well in the Netherlands,
Yes. Yes.
right? But I did my due diligence. I look into they did a great job explaining the tool, like what they want to do. And I made them an offer. I was like, yeah, in 6 months I get you that thing up and running. It will cost you about 80,000 euro to get that thing completely done and really well, like professionally done. And then they were like, yeah, it's too expensive for them.
Yeah.
They don't have that money. And then it's like, oh, let me, maybe you can just build an MVP that you can, instead of just having, they're doing it the old fashioned way. And my view, my point of view is like they have these cahier de charge, like all the requirement they want the product to have. And I'm like, no, build the MVP, build the smallest version of it and try it. Otherwise you're committing
Definitely.
to the long thing. So then
Definitely.
they came back. It's like, okay, could you give us an offer for the MVP? Um, yeah, these things are not hard for me. I can put it together quickly, which I did, and it turned
With
out
Angular or
no, not even. I was like, look, they're templates. I just show you templates that I can move really fast, and I was like, yeah, at the end, by the end of this month I get you an MVP, and then by mid August you have something really solid you can use already with customer and investors. And then I give them a price, and there's like, yeah, it's too high, and they keep trying to cut and cut and cut. I admire the guy a lot, but I'm not gonna do it. But talking about opportunities, like in 7 days, I just went like it was a roller coaster on my side, like really shipping stuff, having these thing coming from a possible customer. It was really great. So
Yeah,
I'm confident
but
something's gonna
it's
and yeah,
it's good to have opportunities. I mean, and the
yeah,
thing
yeah,
is,
yeah,
something good is gonna come in a way,
yeah.
right? Um, yeah.
And
So at the
I
Mhm.
launch
You launch.
on YouTube, on my personal YouTube. Like, listen, there is. I tell you, I have to do something to change things here. So on my personal YouTube, I launch um, two show. The first one is a typing fast challenge, and
What is
then
your personal YouTube?
the developer's diary, and then I also launched the 7 minute journal. It's basically me explaining all the things I explained to you now, but more in like showing that on my personal YouTube, like, hey, listen, I'm building this tool, I'm doing this and that. That's basically it. And yeah, I don't have a lot of subscriber or things like that. I'm just going to. It's all of it for me. It's just a matter of building consistency, trying things.
So I think what we need to do is we need to have like a session on YouTube actually, so that I can actually explain how I do things, and
Yeah.
because
Hey, we it's something we already said we're going to do. So we just need to plan it and yeah, make that happen. That's basically it, right?
yes, yes, exactly. Because the thing is, if you do, there are ways that you can actually figure out what kind of content to put out on YouTube, and that have the
Yeah.
chance to actually perform quite well. Yeah, it's pretty easy, but we'll need to talk about that actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've been really really busy. You've been really busy. The thing is,
So
I've also
don't disappear for another week because next week you're gonna be like, oh, what happened to Davey again? So tell me.
completely, completely. So I've also been very busy because I didn't tell you exactly all the things that I've done actually. Basically, at the moment, I have like I have a plan. So you know that I have like a full-time job.
Yeah.
I'm working on my PhD as at the same time I'm writing the thesis at the moment. So
Yeah.
that's really on the side. We don't talk too much about it, but the business that I have on the side, it's like the education business,
Yeah.
right? It's doing well. It's actually making money. I'm actually scaling that. But on the long term, I actually want to start another business on the video side that makes videos in English, right? That's
Yeah.
what I told you.
Yeah.
But what I didn't tell you is I'm actually working on a long term plan, which is multi-million dollars business as well. But it's
Yeah.
a longer term plan. And what this is actually, working in machine learning and, AI, those things. It's
Yeah.
actually working into this. But the thing is, the competition is really fierce, and I'm actually preparing myself
Okay.
because,
So
okay.
I have to cut you here. It's 5, so I have to go and pick up my boys. However,
Mhm.
that's the thing you start with in the next episode and go deep into it. And we're just gonna sit here and listen.
No problem. I can actually tell you
But I
about it.
have already some critics for you, but we gonna do it.
Okay, no problem. It's gonna be interesting actually because
Yeah.
the general idea that I have about it is I think it's like the beginning of the internet, right?
Yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
is
I
what I think
understand that.
because at the moment you have the technologies that are working really, really well, but they are not yet accessible to us because they cost a lot of money to run.
Yeah.
And
And
as
that
exactly,
I know you're going there. You're getting crazy there. Um love it. Max,
okay,
listen, I hope everything is doing well with the baby, your wifey, and yeah, I will see you on the next episode. Okay.
yes. See you on the next episode next week
Cheers, man.
where we can continue that conversation.